Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Hello there, welcome on board to latest talk right here on Western Spring Television channels 190 on Star Times and also on YouTube at Western Spring Television. This goes across all the social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Ladies Talk, as the name suggests, is where we talk about everything ladies. You know, we prefer solutions, gives our views and opinions on topics of discourse that revolves around the female folks. And like I say all the time, that this is not just about the female folks. If you are a man out there, this is a show also for you where you tend to know what's up with the female folks. And who knows, it might be a show that can help you whenever you're having issues with your spouse, with your mom, your sister, your daughter, your female colleague or boss. So welcome on board right here. It is the first edition for the month of February, and I think it's just right to say happy new month to you. My name is Evelyn Ohiole, and I am super excited to have you on board. You know, for some people that say the month of February is a month of love. For some, especially 2023 is the month of election. For some, it's the month of breakfast. But for me, I'd like to say it's the month of action. Action to do what? You may ask. That's just for me to know. I'd love to ask the ladies. You know, I'm not always alone on the show. Judith.
Yeah, Kinga.
How are you doing?
Oh, you look so beautiful today.
Oh, I can say same about you, darling.
As always, you're always looking so dashing. I don't know where you get your spark from.
If I share my secret,
I mean, is it the month of love that is?
No, maybe. I was just about to ask you that. What's February for you?
Because February.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, February is a month of love. I'll show myself love. You understand?
Self-love. Are you saying there's no man out there?
I think I better keep that on the channel.
Okay. These are the who is that lady that didn't tell us anything and we just saw.
DJ Copy?
Yeah, Copy.
She went from being single to being engaged.
Overnight.
Just like that.
It's the love story. It is marvelous in us. But, you know, I just feel love is every day. Love should be expressed every day. It's good that a day is being put out there just to celebrate love. But love is an everyday thing. So it's not like we should just stereotypically put it in a day. So I show myself love every day. So it's still an everyday love. That's for me.
So for you, February is a day of love to show your self-love.
Self-love is the key. Because you're looking for someone to show you love, you might end up hurting yourself at the process. So just tell yourself, I want to love myself this month and I want to be happy. Take yourself out. Do anything you want to do. You get? Because some people are going to get to November and give birth to fruits that they love also.
We don't even want to talk about that. I mean, some people will be conceived this month and will be giving birth to in November.
That's what I'm saying. They'll give birth to fruits they love. You get the check, right?
All right, so let me just move over to Chikasi. you are looking spectacularly beautiful this evening. How are you, and how do you manage to do this all of the time?
Please help
I don't know. Honestly, I maybe like you said, I'll say it's the Lord's doing. You get.
Everybody is always the Lord's doing.
I have this motto never to be cotton fresh. So
As in, and you always do that. You always do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's February for you, Chikasi?
It's a very, very, very special one for me. This is my birth month. So I'm going to be, adding another year, February 12.
Wow,
like
so we
2
are
days
going
to Valentine. So like it's a very special one for me because I get to accept or collect birthday gifts, collect Valentine gifts,
and give other people gifts too.
Yeah,
it's my birthday no birthday celebration now.
I'm collecting all the gifts this month. So this is the month where I get to collect
the chocolates
gifts, all of that. So I absolutely love this month. And it's a month of love. You know I love love. I'm a hopeless romantic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how this month is going to pan out at the end of the day. You
know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to camp at your place from February 14th. Yeah, so from 15. And I will exit. I'm going to exit. No, not February 14th.
You said 12.
February 12th. So I'm going to come to your place February 11th. So, and February 15th, I'm going to check out because, I mean, the gift would have been over by then.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone that came in after I left, you can just,
review.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah,
so it's good to be here. It's good to see you guys. It's good to celebrate the new month with everybody. We're still here. Thank God for that. And it's good to be on another episode of the Ladies Talk.
All right, welcome on board. And we have the last, but definitely not the least, Hembadum Babatunde. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
You
guys are looking beautiful.
You too.
You too.
Thank you. I mean, I always see people beautiful, but I'm like, today's one is different. Maybe it's this month of February. There's love in the air thing.
Probably.
You're all looking so sweet.
I mean, talking about love, I'm the only one putting on something that, at least symbolizes love. And
we'll see have the time.
And you all just, it's as if you had a meeting behind me. There's no black thing.
We didn't. You also did now.
Well,
see now.
I've got a touch of pink, so maybe,
Yeah. So, everybody, I love the air, the old...
Yeah.
It's saying a whole lot of things.
It's also my birth month.
Ooh.
You're 22nd, right?
No, I'm 6th.
Oh, you're
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like half of us.
Yeah.
So how are you doing today?
I'm fine, so I wanted to just switch things, up a little bit, spice things up so that some people will know that I still have it. That I still got it. When you are getting older, your birthday is approaching, you want to, I see people making changes, in their appearances, in their looks. I want to keep it fresh too.
Wow. I like that.
Fresh.
Or take it up a little bit, a notch, higher.
Yeah. Definitely not lower.
Yeah.
All right, welcome on board, ladies. I'm, super excited to have you. And yes, I'm excited to have you to our dear audience. If this is your first time of, tuning in and watching us on Ladies Talk, welcome on board. We are so excited to have you here, and we'll just go for this break, and when we return, it will be time to know what's trended, and that particular segment is for us to talk about something that is trending everywhere, especially in our country, Nigeria, at the moment, but that will be right after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's Ladies Talk right here on Western Spring Television. And before we went on that break, our ladies, my ladies, your ladies, our ladies actually signed in, and you saw their beautiful faces. I mean, I feel intimidated right now.
Why?
But then, as a strong woman that I am.
King.
Thank you for reminding me. But then, you can see them. They are really, really glittering and shining. And if not, you see lights here. They are the lights that glitter.
She knows how to flatter us. That's one thing I love about her.
In my next life, I'll come as a man.
Really? So you have plans?
All right, so let's look at what's trended this past week. And, I know you all already know what's happening right here in our country. the cash crunch, the scarcity of fuel. It's just, it has gotten to people. Like before, probably you can just overlook it and say, I don't care. But now everyone is feeling it. I can't say one person is left out. Every one person is feeling this crash crunch. The rich, the poor, those that have enough, those that don't have enough. Everyone is feeling it. If you're not queuing at the bank for cash, you're queuing at the fuel station to get petrol. If not, you're queuing at the INEC office to get your PVC. You are just queuing for something. You know, you're queuing for something. And, you know, there was a video that also trended of this BB star, White Money, that talked about people trading money, you know, at parties.
I saw that.
People bring 1 million naira to trade for 700,000.
Yeah. Like, see the difference.
You understand? People are making money, exploiting one another. But I would just love us to take a listen to what White Money said, and let's know if really this is true about what he said.
Beautiful country. It's the best country ever. I promise you. We just have corrupt people handling the sectors that serve the human purposes. Every sector is just corrupt. Because how do you explain this to me? There is no money in the bank. Put new notes and old notes in the bank. And then I go to a party yesterday and I'm seeing bundles of mint 200, 500 and 1,000. Who they sell this money, give these people? Who they give them? And that is not even the worst part. The worst part is that this money is expensive as hell. 700K was selling for 1 million naira. Choo! 700 baht was selling for 1 million naira with 300,000 naira gain on it. Now we do ourselves. And now we.
All right, on a lighter note, I love the way he did the chee. Like, the normal
it's
businessman in him came out. You understand? And he couldn't just wrap his head around the fact that you sell money. I mean, it's not you're buying and selling goods. This is money. And talking about him seeing bundles of naira in parties, you know, it's not 1, 2, 3 videos I've seen of people spending bundles of the new naira notes in parties. And you want to ask the question, I thought they said this naira is scarce. How come these people are spending this so much? You understand? Let me just start with Chikasi. What do you make of, or let me just ask, how is this thing affecting you?
Oh my goodness, it's crazy because, you know, you want to withdraw. The fact that you said you have to queue in the bank, if you don't want to queue and you want to go to POS, you know, we've started here, and I have personally experienced it. You want to withdraw, let's say 5K, and it's new naira you want. They'll tell you, you know, you cannot spend 100 naira for each. You have to pay 500 naira to withdraw 5K. Unlike before when we pay like 100 naira to withdraw 5K. And if you want to say, okay, give me the old note, you go to some places and they don't want to accept the old note anymore. They're telling you, no, we can't accept it. It's a new note now because of the fact that they were saying before that they were going to, you know, have the deadline on 31st. So most of them are aware that, okay, it has been shifted to February 10, but they still don't want to hear. So if you don't have this new currency now, you are stranded. Because what do you want to use to be buying things? Is it transfer? You want to enter bike, you transfer bike 400 naira, be 100 naira. You want to go to and buy at Arodo, how much are you going to transfer? It's frustrating at this point. It's literally frustrating. Like, literally everybody is rejecting the old naira, even the bike, like from top to bottom, they're all rejecting it, and it's difficult to get. It is stressful. I remember what day I was leaving from work and I needed cash. I went to this POS. We were together. This POS, that POS, none of them had cash. The one that I had were asking for extra. It is just, I can't believe it has come to this. It's amazing that it has come to this level now. And what is even so painful, like White Money said, is when you're seeing all these big people in parties and they are spraying this money in bundles, and this money has not even gone into circulation. Like, how is this happening?
You know, on my WhatsApp status the other day, I asked this question that, where are these new naira notes? Do we say it's there? Because at that point, the CBN said, yes, we are pushing out cash to the DMBs daily. And, you know, the banks are saying, deposit money banks are saying, no, we don't get enough from CBN. So who is actually
even the
not saying
POS
the
people
truth?
that are charging 500 naira for 5K, they said they had to buy it from black markets, that the banks didn't give it to them.
I mean, we have
And
black
that-
market for
black
fuel,
market,
and that's
now
why
we have black market
of
for
Yes, and that's why they're
currency.
charging that much. So, like, why is it that way? I don't get. It's just this country.
all right, Feromi, how is it at your end? Probably you have it, you can just help your sisters out, you know, you might have a connect.
It's so painful, like it's so stressful. I mean, life for me in Nigeria is already stressful, and to add all of this to it, and just last night I had to park my vehicle at the filling station.
Just dumped it there.
Yeah, and today I had to like use almost so much money to just fill up the tank because I don't know when I'll be able to do that anymore, and it wasn't easy. Come and see the kind of traffic is constituting there.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, these things can cause accidents and all. I mean, we are in this jet age and we still have not gotten any solution to making things easier for people, for our citizens. It's so painful that something as simple as, okay, new currency in circulation, something that I feel it's whatever they're doing is dysfunctional. I mean, they could have just mopped it up systematically. Why do we have to, okay, all of a sudden everybody bringing your money or you don't get to use anything anymore? And people, they created this scarcity and this kind of inflation and other things. And now people are just there. Traders are not really doing anything. And I had to buy something the other day going into the mall. I picked some items, so just a few items. I had some little cash with me, but I was planning to use my ATM. They now said they were not using any other one except for access. Even there, I had to return some, pick some. So you can imagine.
It's just
I had
crazy.
to buy a pack of, just wanted some drinks, and I had to just, you know, I still had to transfer. I mean, things that we never get to do. I'm just, the little money I'm having, I'm just like, okay, for emergency.
Yeah.
And whoever does not have, does not want transfer, I'll, you know, I'll have. Yeah, but other than that, it's so painful. I mean, Nigeria is already like
stressful,
and we are still. And to think that other people have this money and that they are spending it, people are seeing it, and you'll be like, where did they get it from? Through which process? People, bank managers are saying it is from the bank, the CBN. And CBN are saying that it disbursed. But I don't understand. Did they not foresee all these things to be able to tackle them before now? Must they make things difficult at a time like this?
Talk about proactiveness. Now, Judith, you know, we are sort of at the precipice in our country at the moment where anything can trigger anybody to do anything to you. I mean, right now, the rate at which we are in the country, you mind what you say to anybody, because it can trigger someone that is already frustrated, and you're saying something that, you know, is not go well with me. I feel was you. You understand? So how do you see this, you know, how do you think as citizens we can manage through? It's a phase. People say it's a phase. It will still go.
Yeah, it's a phase.
Still go and all of that. But how do you think we can manage through to avoid casualties?
I thank God for the fact that the CBN governor, Emefiele, has come out to even... Because then he was doing strong head. But, you know, this is not the first time we're changing our notes.
Yeah.
And the last time they did, it didn't cause this chaos. They just allowed the new notes settling. Then the old notes went away. But now it was as if, I know he had an agenda. He wants Nigeria maybe to be a cashless society. But these are people that we have a structure that we've been working with. You just don't push things on us. That's what is making everybody angry, making the chaos and everything.
And affecting every sector.
Yes, affecting everything. So if the way to handle this, we should just take a chill pill. We need that. Nigeria on its own, to survive in Nigeria is you're in Nigeria. That's how I put it. So everybody should just take a chill pill because everybody's angry. We are all angry. People are angry at the fuel increase. People are angry at the fact that they can't get their PVC to vote this month. People are angry at the fact that we have money in our accounts, but we can't spend it. You go to the bank and tell you they don't have new notes to give you, but they want you to deposit your old notes. Do you understand? So everybody should just take a deep breath and say, okay, what am I fighting for? You get me?
We are all in
we
this
need our
together.
mental.
We're fighting to survive.
We need our mental health to be able to survive.
Yeah.
Because if we are not okay up there, somebody can just match you on the road, and because of the fact that you've been on the queue for hours waiting for money, you go just towards the person. But if you're not okay here, you won't be able to move forward. Before you know, okay, like in our city, we know what happened on Saturday, and what happened was because people were angry.
Yeah.
People were angry. If everybody just comes and say, okay, fine, this has already happened. What's the way forward? If I come out angry, I'm going to end up hurting someone. If we could all reason that way, it has happened, it has happened. We can't change it. All we need to do is just take a chupi and just say, okay, fine, this thing has already happened. Let me not be too angry. Because if you're too angry, I saw a video of people fighting
at the ATM
stand.
Yeah,
do you understand? Like literally fighting because you can't get money. And you know, money is one essential commodity we need. Because if you want to go out, like she said, you want to go. I was with her that day. We were just walking up, and I just told them, I have the one that uses an extra transport. Let me be going to her. And she was stranded. You know, the small petty things we need. We can't do that. But if we all just relax and just say, okay, this is Nigeria, we're used to it. Let's just calm down. Let's just calm our pressure.
But I feel like if we keep on having this mentality of we're used to it, we keep on taking it, they keep on doing, they're just going to keep on doing this.
If we don't, we'll end up hitting our ourselves. And before you know it, maybe from the outside country, they'll come and start declaring state of emergency for we in Nigeria.
We hope it doesn't get to that.
Even if it does not get to that, do you know that it's creating like this
chaos everywhere?
And crime rates are getting higher.
Because
making people
desperate. The money is there, but where is this money? Because I've told on my program was saying, if you have your whistleblower, blow the whistle, let us hear it, let us go and catch those people. Because it's not nice that this money, the CBN governor said, this money has been disbursed. So, like all banks have it, but why is it that we are not seeing it? When you go to parties and you see just spraying it bundle by bundle.
Not even piece by piece.
Bundle by bundle.
I mean, in less than a minute, I watched the video. In less than a minute, I saw someone spray out 500K. Because it was bundle by bundle.
And you ask yourself, how? Why we, the masses, were just looking for 5K, 10K, even 1K. Let me just withdraw 1K and use it for
some of us queued
for my transport.
I was
and
number 421.
You don't get 421.
Wow. Yes,
we just hope that this will, reduce, and we hope that the government will do the right thing. I mean, the central bank governor, appeared before the House of Representatives
finally
the other day during the week. And he made mention of the fact that the old naira will be phased out and not forced out, as they had earlier mentioned. And after the February 10th deadline, people can still take their old notes to the bank, to deposit and get the new one. So we hope that will work. So people should not just get agitated for nothing. Let's just take a chill pill, like Jesus said, and let's make things work for ourselves. And please, let's stop this man inhumanity to man. It doesn't help anyone. It doesn't. Don't hoard the cash. Don't hoard the currency and sell at a higher rate. It's bad. It's terrible. We can't be doing this to ourselves, and we call ourselves brothers and sisters. It doesn't work that way. Let's just make this place a better place by doing our own little bit. All right, we are off that, and we hope that we will get away from all of this drama.
You need to.
By the coming week. The elections are almost here, and it will be time to make your thumbs talk. That's just that. Let's move away from all of that and let's go for this break. When we return, it will be time to talk about what's up, as in what we have on our table. The ladies are still here, I am still here, and I know that by the time we return, you will also be still here. Stay with us.
Olayinka Herbert Macaulay politician, nationalist, and journalist, was the first Nigerian to qualify as a civil engineer, surveyor, and architect. Born on November 14, 1864, Herbert Macaulay was the founder of Nigeria's National Democratic Party, the first political party in pre-independent Nigeria. Scholars of Nigeria's political history describe Herbert Macaulay as the intellectual bulldog of 19th century Nigerian nationalist movement, in the deference to his qualities as founder and leader of two foremost political parties, Nigeria National Democratic Party (NNDP) and National Council of Nigerian Citizens (NCNC). His matchless versatility in party organization and control kept the British colonialists on their toes in the entire span of his active life. After his death on 7th May 1946, Herbert Macaulay remains a hero of his country, which recognized his anti-colonial struggles. Today, Nigeria's 10 naira coin bears his oval face and trademark moustache. Western
All right, welcome back. You're still on to Ladies Talk on Western Spring Television right here on Star Times channel 190. You can also watch us on YouTube. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television, and that's cut across all other social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right, if you're just joining, where have you been? But it's better late than never. Welcome on board, and let's just know what we have on our plate for today. This is the segment where we have a topic of discourse, an issue sent to us via mail, and our ladies, the ladies in the studio, will give their opinions. Of course, I still have Embedum here, right here, with a pretty face. I still have Judith Ahana right here with her innocent face.
Wonderful.
And of course, Chika Siogbo is still here with all our beauty. She brought it all here. She didn't leave one piece at home. She brought everything down. All right, so we got a mail, and I'll just read it out, and the ladies will, you know, help us out with what they think. All right, so this particular mail, let me just read it out, is from an anonymous sender, and she says, I was sexually abused by my pastor when I was 13. I had told no one because I didn't know who would believe me. It affected me in so many ways, but I was able to pick the pieces of my life together and move on. 20 years on, I am now a successful banker, but the memories of what that so-called man of God did to me kept coming back. I decided to put in a book and tell my story. At first, I decided not to name names, but I thought, why should I be the one to always be ashamed of a crime where I am the victim? Why should I cover him up? I spoke to a friend who advised I keep him anonymous in my book. I should consider his family and his church, and it will be like starting a fresh battle all over again. And some may think I am doing it for the clout. She asks, what do you think? And there is a postscript after this mail. She says, I do not know if he's still a child molester, and I do not know if I was the only one he molested. This is a very sad and
deep. It's so deep.
Sensitive issue here, but I'm just happy that she has moved on. I mean, now in our mail, she noted that she is a successful banker, but the fact remains that she cannot seem to get that memory
trauma
off our mind. You know, it keeps coming back over and over again, and she felt, okay, probably if I just write a book and pour my mind out
closure
in the book here, maybe it will help a bit. So in the course of the book, should I name names? Should I mention him? Should I mention his church? Or I should just let it be? And according to her, she's saying that a friend advised she just keeps him out of the book. Like, just say, or probably give him a pseudonym. Don't say his exact name or his church. Just allow things be. It's 20 years on already. You don't need all of that. Judith.
Well, some men of God, she said it's a man of God, right? Mm-hmm. Most times, we forget that before the man of God, there was a man. And anything you cannot, any character or habit you cannot cope before you're being called, let me say in quotes, called by God, it would always come out there to haunt you. Because this is what discipleship actually cuts. Because every man of God has a mentor. If I were to talk to her, ask her, do you know this person's mentor? Because if, it might want to give other men of God a bad name, because which I don't want to, because I know there are some that wouldn't do this. But now that it's been 20 years, I'll give my candid advice to, let me start with men of God first. Please go for discipleship. You don't, if you can't curtail your characters, have someone you're looking up, a mentor that will tell you this character, kill it, because that's what gave birth to this, being a child molester. Because so maybe he has been hiding, and people don't get to, maybe now it has gotten to a part that this girl wants to write a book about it. Maybe what trauma she went through, but now that it has been 20 years, she doesn't have a proof. That's one thing. She doesn't have a proof. She can't say, oh, this is what happened. It's
going to be a word against
it. So she doesn't have a proof. And maybe then, I don't know if she told her parents about it. Yeah. Because if she could have said, oh, I told my mom about it, or my mom didn't do anything, or my dad didn't do anything, or I told, so there is no proof. It's like opening wounds that you are trying to heal. You're trying to recover from. So if you want to write a book, gain closure, because I know some things like that can be so traumatic. You need help. Yeah. Psychologically, go to talk to someone. But if you want to write a book to gain closure, I don't think it's okay now to start writing names. Like, you're just bringing so many memories you want to kill. Yeah. Because if you start writing names, you just start opening old things that are passed away, and it's something you want to move on from. So I feel she should write the book, because people need to learn. There are young girls who are going through this, and people want to know how she went through it. Now she's successful. So people need to, but writing names, I don't think it's called for right now. She should just write a synonym, or just write anything, but start calling people. You just give yourself a headache. Someone like me, I don't like headache. Okay. And I would just say, okay, this thing has happened, because I don't know if the guy is still the pastor or is still a child molester. Yes, I know that's something to look into. But another way is she can actually get to call the man, find him wherever he is, and maybe record him. Because I know
get an evidence.
Get an evidence if she really wants to put a name. Okay. Call him, maybe get his number somewhere, and say, do you know what you did to me so time ago? Let him talk. If you want to get an evidence, so may have said my own for me if I don't want it, but if she wants, I will give her a very good way to call him, get to know him. I said, sir, I know you did it. This is me, and you did this to me. Then let him talk. Because if you want to fight this battle, you have to have something to hold on to. If she's ready to fight this battle, she has to have some, because this man can, if he can come out and still say it's a lie and take her to court, and he might win. Okay. But if she doesn't have a substantial proof, evidence to say this is what happened, if you have him on record, you cannot form people's voice. If you have him on record, then on the other way, you can do that. But for me, I just feel she just let it go. Just write the book, let people learn from it.
Okay, while you were talking, Cassie at some point was in, then later she dies, and later she was like, like she had those mixture of emotions coming through. And I want to just hear her thoughts. Cassie, really, Judith has mentioned the fact that this case is statute barred. Like, you cannot prove it in court that something like this happened 20 years ago. And I remember some years back, there was this issue with a popular musician's wife that accused the pastor of doing same to her. And you see what happened? A whole lot of people came out, some bashed her, some encouraged her, some said she doesn't have a proof. What do you think? Do you think this lady should go ahead and name names in her book, or she should just let it be? Because she didn't mention here that she wants to prosecute the man. She just wants to mention the guy's name in her book to make it real and to make it true?
For me, I am sick and tired of the society or people covering up for these men. These are perverts. They commit such atrocities, and when you open up to people and say, oh, this man did this to me, or this uncle, this dad did this to me, they hush you. Oh, don't say it. Is a man of God, or is it this one, or is a big man in the society? I'm sick and tired. It is so unfair to us ladies. It is so not right. It is so unjust. There's absolutely no way she's going to get over that trauma. She doesn't handle it in the way she wants to handle it. So for me, I feel like she should actually say his name. Because there's every possibility that he's still molesting young girls.
And what if he's repented from all of that?
At the end of the day, that's the consequence of his actions.
Yes.
At the end of the day. Because how is it that you're a man of God? You're someone that she looks up to as a spiritual father, okay? You're someone that is supposed to be a safe haven for her. And you're the one that has destroyed that peace for her forever. And you want to just go scot-free? Trust me, I feel like till she leaves this earth, she's never going to forget it. Whether she puts his name down or not, it's going to constantly be... Do you know the effects of being raped? There are so many psychological effects. The fact that, you know, she's even successful is a miracle. Because for some people, it destroys them mentally. You know, they become sex addicts, or when they get married, they can't have like sexual intercourse. There are just so many things it just does to your psyche, to your mental.
And we don't even know what it has done to her, because she's not giving us the details. She just mentioned she's a successful banker. What if she's a successful banker that is a sex addict, or a successful banker that really doesn't trust men anymore?
You get. So I'm just tired of, oh, you're trying to protect this. We all know that not all pastors are like this. Okay, there are always going to be some bad eggs. So you mentioning the pastor, mentioned in the church, does not mean that every single pastor, every single church, that's how they are. So I feel like she should come out if that is what is going to give her peace, because this man took her peace for life. If that's what's going to give her peace, then by all means mention it, state his name, state the church, say it out there.
You know, when
protect young girls that are coming after you, because so many other young girls are still going to that church. Maybe he's probably the one that does deliverance session, or maybe private in-house, whatever you get. And you know how these parents can be. Oh no, that's the pastor, you should trust him. Maybe you should
be free with him.
Maybe she's possessed.
You get whenever
and the demon is in between her
thighs. The way African society is, whenever a lady starts maybe showing some sort of attitude, maybe she wants to be stubborn, next thing, go for deliverance, go to church, let them pray out of you. You go to the pastor's house, you go to the pastor's office, they are leaving you there with him. They don't know what is being, and even when you speak, they'll hush you and say the demon speaking to you. So I feel she should just say that. All right,
before I move over to Hembedum, Judith mentioned something, and you know, when she was saying it, she kept reiterating that. She said, but, and it's the way she pronounced it for me, battle. You know, there's battle and there's battle. Is she ready to face the battle when it starts?
She's already in a battle. Probably is war she's going to face. But already she's in a battle already with herself. Because I've never experienced that, but I have actually experienced where, you know, all girls have actually experieed harassment.
Of course, harassment
at the end of the day. So just imagine how that is. Then imagine the extent of rape. So I feel like she should, and she should. If finally it comes, you know, if battle turns to war, she should just, you know, prepare her mind for that too.
She'd be ready to do that.
And like Judith said, you should also try to get some sort of evidence. I don't think it's 20 years after, but you know, there was this time this Me Too movement was trending. These ladies did not have evidence, did they? But one person stepped out, and then the rest started coming. Like, oh my God, this is a woman that's gone through what I went through, and she's bold enough and brave enough to speak about it. So I'm too going to be encouraged and speak up. And that was a beautiful movement, because a lot of men were exposed. If one person had not stood up to say, I will call names, would that have happened? If one person had just said, okay, there's this person in my office that used to harass me, that is my boss, and no names were called, everybody like, okay, that's just normal story. But one person stood up, called names, and when she did that, actions were taken. Repercussions were given out, and you know, people started coming up, and the Me Too movement it was worldwide. So I feel like she could actually start this too. There are so many pastors that are molesting young girls, even women, even married women. You want to take in, you want to give back. He tells you to come to the church. He does this to you, and some of them are so naive. Some of them they have been brainwashed. Some of them is even jazz. So this cannot be happening. Maybe we saw the one that was trending. I think it was last year, where a man cut his wife on the matrimonial bed. She told him that she was going for night vigil. And, you know, and it was the pastor that was there, and there was calabash on the floor.
That's not even, you can't call that man a man of God.
It's not,
that's what he calls himself.
Because I told people,
God is actually a true man of God.
I tell people, if you know you want to enter into the religion which we call Christianity, read for yourself what is obtainable. Because if someone would tell you, open your ties, let me give you holy baby, did Jesus do that when he wanted to heal?
And we also need to like pray for spirit of discernment, because it's not easy to know who is real and who is you get.
All right, let me just bring in Hembadum at this moment. Now, Hembadum, you are a mother, and you know this incident happened to this lady 20 years ago when she was 13. That means right now she will be 33. Why do you think she was not able to talk to her parents, most especially her mom, about what happened to her? I mean, she was 13. She could have walked up to her mother and said, Mom, Pastor so-and-so did this to me. Why is it that girls find it difficult to open up to their parents, especially their mom, when they are being sexually, or they've been sexually abused or harassed by men?
It's such a pity. And her not being able to tell has caused her a lot of pain and trauma. Possibly if she was able to talk to her parents or someone then, she might have healed by now. But unfortunately, she did not see somebody that was worthy to hear her story. And in my opinion, I think most times, maybe she saw her parents or as people who were, you know, blind followers of the pastor or the church. We parents want to believe that the church is sacred and, you know, everything that is in it, and we do not want to entertain things like that. Plus, back in the day, not quite long, now parents are being more open. People are being sensitized daily. So it is changing. But back then, it was difficult for kids to talk to parents about abuse. Sex was not discussed, you know, openly. You know, so when those kind of things happen, people will be like, okay, probably she triggered him, she made him. I have no kids that, I have friends that have told me that when they were abused, their parents said they were the ones. In fact, in their family, they told them that they were like, they used to call them prostitutes. Small kids, oh, you say, okay, look at this
way you're dressing.
Not just dressing, like, see how she's shaking her body. Kids, they were babies, 9, 8. And when they complained or say, okay, this person is touching me in an appropriate way, and the parents and people around will start to, you know, is this stereotype or stigmatize them, make them feel like they were the cause and the ones at fault. What were you doing in the room with him? Why did you go there with him? Why did you, you know, put your hand in his pocket? I've heard such stories. You know, you brought out the beast in this person,
or you are the victim.
Back in the day, those stories were more. It was the victims were the ones who took the blame. So possibly she knew that she was going to be blamed, and she had to keep it hush hush. And unfortunately, that can only, like, you know, do so much
damage,
much more damage. Like, I feel like she's so scarred for life. My own fear is that she may never be able to walk into a church and, you know, like, get what she wants to get from there. And the church is a place that people go there for different reasons, like at least from running away from, you know,
issues of life.
Issues of life. And you are going to the church and you will be, you know, it will trigger memories of those things, and she would not be able to trust the pastor.
Any pastor.
Because if a person who is put in a place of a position of trust and high moral standards, in fact, someone who, you know, you hear from God, you tell us, teach about God, and you can stoop to that level to do that. It means there's nobody trustworthy. She might have trust issues for life. Because if a pastor can, you know, desecrate, or what do I call it, those kind of stuffs or vows, how can anybody measure up? I really, really feel for her.
But what do you think she should do? Do you think she should name names in our book?
Like Cassie said, this is what is paining me. I hate it that when, you know, the person commits a crime and gets to, you know, dictate this tune. You know, we make the criminals or people who commit all these atrocities, these big people that, you know, they can't be victimized. You've made somebody to go through hell, and there you get to walk about free, all in the name of, okay, society and all that. She suffered a lot during her childhood. Now it's possible she's going through things that she cannot solve. I'm telling you, these things cause a lot of damages that, you know, cannot be really, really emphasized. And here we are still saying, okay, go and cover up, let this guy, for the sake of peace. Actually, I really like the idea of having peace, but I think if she wants to do anything noble, she should name names. This is what happened. This is tell her story the way it is.
Exactly.
It's possible that he's repented, and it's possible he's not, but that is her story. Let her get to say it. And if she says she has chosen to let it go, let it be her own choice.
So it's a call to make.
Yes, whatever works
doesn't have to dictate to her what to do, because it's
I think like naming the pastor, it should be her call, and she should be she's justified for doing that. Exactly. I mean, it's not her fault, and that is what happened. He did it. We should not be ashamed that somebody did something, and I'm still going to be ashamed to say it. Like, I mean, why should she be covering up? Why should she get to be the one to still bear the burden and steal all those other stuff?
You know what? One thing I used to say that, what if after she names this name, will she still find peace? Because you know
it will help.
We're saying
because she might not even get, after naming the name, what if she starts feeling bad? You know, some people can in the peak of the moment want to do something, and the adrenaline is pumping and everything, and maybe after doing everything,
like, why did I do
it?
Do you know that sometimes writing music, writing books is like a form of therapy? It helps you to like purge out that emotion that you've kept inside of you. So this could actually be something that could lead to a healing.
Sometimes you have to face it head on.
Songs. People will get heartbroken, come out, sing songs. You know, it's like a way of them. You just letting things out. So if she wants to write a book and she wants to name names, and she feels like this is something that is going to help me, no kind of weight she has had in her, because it's something that's going to help her onboarding. Then by all means,
and I think we've also had
20 years, so she must have had enough time to know whether this is what
and now there's a proverb that says that if you are not old enough, you will not be able to, you know, ask what killed your dad. I mean, I think she can handle what comes with saying his name or selling the story now.
She's 33.
She's old and she feels she can handle it.
What if people say it's for the clout?
It's for the clout. No, that's why I said she should be mentally stable.
Especially if he's a famous pastor.
People we always talk.
There are
other people too that are close to the pastor that would know that he did that, and they will be wary and be careful of him next time.
Because the media can be very crazy. Even when you saw what happened to the celebrity and his wife, and immediately she did that. There's other people that came up. They didn't blow like it, but you saw the backlash she was having, and it got to a point that she wasn't even prepared again for it. She just had to end it.
But at the same time, you know, there were other stories coming up too.
Yes,
people had also experienced this. People who had even gotten pregnant and the rest. So, and there were other people too. And I'm sure that there were people who attended that church who stepped back. You get, and said, oh, okay, this is a danger zone. There are people out there that would benefit from it.
I'm really concerned about, I'm not even concerned about it, I'm concerned about her.
I am pretty sure that for her to want
to should be ready, because she should be ready.
She knows what's coming.
She knows what's coming. We can't really, because she's asking for help right now.
Already, her life has already been damaged. She's not going to now start saying, I'm not going to do what I want because of society. They cannot come and dictate what she wants to do for her mental health and her peace. So she has to just be ready. Find out what she wants. It's one thing. People would always talk. Whether, in fact, she might not even mention this, and people will still say she's chasing clouds. That she wants to just use it to sell that story.
It's one thing to be ready physically.
Okay, just recently, I think, was it for Big Brother Naija to Bolanle also, that's, you know, got married 38. She came out to talk about how she was molested when she was younger. Her house help or something, you know, did some things to her and all of that. And she didn't even mention this. But people were like, how many years ago?
And you're just coming out.
You know, she said when she was 2 or 3, that's when it started. And they were like, it's not possible for you to remember what happened when you were 2 or 3.
No, it's not true.
I like the fact
some people that have, some kids that have photocopy memories.
I love the fact that you mentioned that. And I'd also like to state here that for issues of rape or sexual abuse, whenever the victim feels free to share a story, is the right time for her. I've come out what people say, why is she coming out at this time? Why will she stay or keep quiet for 20 years or 30 years, and after 30 years she feels this is the right time for her to talk? But that is our own time. That is when she felt comfortable to share her story.
Exactly.
So I feel people should be more informed, and whenever people come out to share their sexual abuse story, you shouldn't hush them down. You shouldn't shut them up. Because that is when they feel comfortable to share their story. You know, we've had this woman of God, Joyce Meyer, she has said it, come out to say it all of the time, that she had uncles, I think her father also, sexually molested her. She named names. There are women that have been naming names of people that molested her, especially relatives. So I feel if she wants to name names, like Ferami said, that it's a call to make. you know, let her name names if she wants to, but I would say shouldn't do that without the help of a professional. This is the time for her to see a therapist, and it should be something that is processed.
Support system too.
Because you understand, because she can break down.
Yeah. Because someone can be ready physically and you're not ready up
mentally.
Because you know what comes with it. You know, once you name, just know that there's no turning back.
Of course.
You will keep on standing by your ground and hold. And you know how some, let me not say some men up there can actually be. Because so that's why I said I gave her a very good thing. You know the man's name, right? Call him up. Get an evidence.
But to what end? Is she saying she wants to prosecute?
No, it's just to have it.
In case.
Just in case, because some people
trying to sue her.
He might say, no,
like
it's a lie. He might say, it's a lie. I didn't do this. And there is no proof. And if she should, before she writes her book, she should actually call him up and say, sir, you've haunted me for a long time, and I want you to apologize for what you did. He might actually come. This is a skill one. She might actually come out to say, he might say, what did I do? Say, sir, you know what you did. So that get this on record. Then he would say, what did I say? You know when you came to my house.
Is it because of what happened 20 years ago?
You know when you came to my house so years ago when I was 13. Because she needs that. Then she shouldn't. Then he says, I just want to. It has been haunting me, but I want to hear your voice, and I want to hear you apologize.
Okay.
That prove that she can name the name. So that when it was, people like that would definitely come to haunt you in the courts.
They would want to prove that.
Okay, so we are almost out of time. So I'll just love to take our final takes on this particular issue, and I'll begin with Embedum. Your final reaction on this topic.
I hate concealing evil or crime. I hate it so much. And I feel like anytime some things or such things go down, people should be free to speak out. If they speak out, they say the truth shall set you free.
Yeah, true.
So say your mind, say it, and whatever help you can get, you take it and move on.
All right, so Chikasi?
Like I said, she should state names, she should call names and stand on her ground, because it's not just about her now. She's going to be helping a whole lot of young girls, both young, both old, both mothers who have children. She's going to be helping people. She's going to be showing people the way to move, because I'm sure there are also other ladies who have, you know, experienced or are currently experiencing. So they will know that, okay, I can actually speak up and name the person that is doing this to me. And, you know, people would listen and the person will get prosecuted. So for me, name names.
Okay, Judith.
Sweetheart, we're behind you. But first, I need you to be strong. I need you to be strong physically and mentally, because people will come at you. So it's your choice either to keep the name silent, but if you want to speak up, get evidence, get backings, so that when he's coming at you, you're coming with everything you've got. So that you will know that, because we don't know, I don't know if the man is still into this. So in case he's still into it, we are behind you. With the ladies, we are behind you. But if you want, it's still your choice. So
all right. Okay, so that's the show this evening. You're asking for my own take. I feel you should do what's best for you. And I feel that there are actions and there are consequences.
True.
If the man has acted wrongly, then he should pay for his sins. But like Judith said, have evidence, and Feremi said, get back up of a professional. That's the show for Ladies Unscripted for this evening. Catch us next week on another exciting time. Ladies Talk this evening. We apologize that we won't be able to take your feedback today, but next week definitely we will take your feedback. Till next time when we come your way again, on behalf of Embedum, Judith and Chikasi, I am Evelyn Ohiole, and I ask you to have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.